He's gonna take my whole thing down. Yeah. Where you going, bud? Okay. Salutations, friends. It is Eveline reporting to you here from a cozy autumn morning. I did go and get myself a new microphone. I'm hoping that it helps with the audio. Does it? You can tell me. I guess I'll find out when I'm editing this. I'm hoping that this new professional audio is gonna work to distract you from the very unprofessional and disorganized way that this video is being filmed right now, because I just did not film an intro or an outro for this here thrift flip video. And I'm hoping that this will distract you from that fact. This new fancy audio. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to hold this. I know I'm supposed to clip it somewhere. Here, how about we just... There we go. Does that work? Does it sound better? I hope so. Today I have two thrift flips for you. Both of them are dresses. Both of them are autumn themed for this lovely, wonderful, spooky season. One of them went pretty well, and one of them went kind of not so great. This is a lovely little number that I found at Goodwill a little while ago. You would have seen it in a thrift haul had my little tornado not destroyed the footage before it could be uploaded. Either way, this dress is serving some serious Tim Burton vibes, and it is almost perfect. I have issues, however, with these weird tentacle-like waist ties that look like strange little arms, as well as the length. You see, I have the figure of a string bean, and the combination of length, vertical stripes, and body con-ness of this dress make me look like I'm cosplaying a stilt-walking 1920s clown. And as much as I love that aesthetic, it's just not great for everyday wear, if you know what I mean. We'll start by removing the shoulder pads. They're not terrible, but they were very floppy and never quite sat right, so they are the first to go. Next, those spare arms, legs thing that make me look like a little bug. I simply seamed up those seams around those waist ties and then pinned and sewed the seams back up. Very easy, very simple way to get rid of any unwanted arms. Finally, the length. Luckily for me, I didn't have to ponder too long about where to cut the dress, as there was already a hole in the fabric from where the bottom button had started tearing out. So I just cut straight across at that mark, removed the button, realized that I removed the wrong button, and then I removed the right button. I rolled that hem up 1/2 inch twice, pinned that in place, and sewed that all the way around. And here you go. This is the final product. This is as good of a final shot as you're going to get of it, because I do not have time to shoot proper final shots. I love it. It's a little shorter than I usually go for, but with leggings and a nice belt, it is the perfect spooky dress for this spooky season. And now let's talk about the problem child. This is my experimental dress. I picked it up because the lovely forest green velvet caught my eye and I fell in love with it. I am obsessed with velvet. I don't know where this obsession came from, but I am. I love it and I can't say no to it. Obviously, it was a very large dress on me, and the fabric had some serious issues with holes and wearing on the velvet, but I thought I could salvage the dress for the most part and just remove all the problem areas. Usually I don't tend to grab from any size sections that are larger than my size or significantly larger than my size. I'll usually look a size up or a size down, but this dress was kind of an exception. It was not in very good condition, and I knew that I could salvage the fabric rather than it just sit there with holes in it and stains on the velvet and wearing. I figured I could just turn it into a new fancy little dress for me. I started by cutting the top clean off of the dress, just following the waistline on the back and setting the skirt aside. I removed the sleeves and the waist ties and took a different velvet dress that I liked the fit of and used pins to mark where to cut and sew. Once I had that done, I was going to work on the skirt, but Rufus had already claimed the fabric as a bed to nap on, so I moved on to the sleeves. To take in the sleeves, I just laid out the old sleeves under the new bodice and pinned a new sleeve shape all the way down, pretty much just following the original shape of the sleeves, just smaller to fit my little noodle arms. This expectedly shortened the length of the sleeves, so they do end up being a little bit short on me, but it's not that big of a deal. I then copied that sleeve onto the second sleeve and sewed all of it up. Then I set the sleeves into the bodice, which is still something that is very confusing to me, and I have no idea how to explain it in a reasonable and not convoluted manner, so I will try to find and leave a link to a proper tutorial by a proper seamstress down in the description on how to set sleeves. And then I stole my cat's bed and started trying to salvage the skirt. Luckily, the back half of the skirt was in fairly good condition, but the front was just was bad. I thought that I could just cut out the bad fabric, and I did, but I did it in kind of a really awful, jagged way. And lucky for me, the bad part of the fabric was right in the middle. So instead of having one large rectangle to work with for the front of the skirt, I had two little tiny rectangles, and I had to choose one to use for the front of the skirt. So I chose the one that was slightly bigger, and I pinned that to the back of the skirt and sewed it, and I hope that makes sense. But if it didn't, then I don't know what to do, because it really didn't make sense while I was doing it. This was about where I realized that due to the placement of the seams on the front, I would not be able to add pockets. I also think that this is about where I started giving up on this project. But I forged on, I pinned the front of the skirt to the front of the bodice, and set to work sort of gathering, sort of pleating the back panel. I should have just done a simple gather, but I decided to be all complicated because that's how I work, and pin section by section down to create pleats that look like gathers. I wouldn't recommend, but I tried it on and I was feeling good about it. It looks nice. It looks how I wanted it to look when I tried it on. And then I just sewed the skirt to the top. And that's it. But I just realized that I don't have reveal footage for this dress. So not only did I not film an intro or an outro, but I also just did not film final footage for one of the projects. So let me just film that real quick and then we'll be back. Okay, so here's the dress. It's not the worst, not the best. Those seams in the front are kind of real bad, and the waist seam is a little bit uneven, so a belt is kind of necessary, but this fabric is so cozy and so comfy, and it feels like I'm wearing pajamas, so I'm gonna be wearing this around the house all autumn and winter long. And that's it. Like I said, I don't have an outro for this video, so you just get more of a little garbage, cozy pajama Eveline to lead you out of the video. If you like this video, be sure to click that like button, and if you want to stick around, see more sewing, see more projects, see more adventures, more spooky stuff for the spooky month of October, then feel free to subscribe. I upload every Friday. This one's a little late, and I promise that I usually am a lot more organized than this. But I'd love to have you. I'd love for you to be here and to see me in all my glory. And that's gonna be it for me. I hope this new system for recording audio is working out for me. I'll find out when I edit. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to wash your hands. Goodbye. Ah! Goodbye.